Hello and welcome to Scarred Lands, Sins of Shelzar, Episode 2, Wagers of Sin. When last we met... Oh, I'm on the wrong map. That's a little bit of a cheat. So when last we met, you all had gone to the Jester's Warren, where you got a little bit of information about the setup, potentially, for who was... possibly framing Lulu. Well, at least who you thought might be framing Lulu. You managed to deftly avoid the city guard before dumping the body that was dropped on Lulu's stoop into, I believe it was Alan's forge. Is that correct? Is that where that body wound up?
Yeah, we melted it.
Melted it down in the forge, that's right. And then made your way to Jester's Warren. Had a few interactions. Let's see, what else do we have? Charlung attempted tried some Julkaweed essence, and that didn't exactly end great for them, as they basically passed out immediately thereafter. Haiku made some conversation with various folk in the club, about mostly telling war stories about his time in the pressed into service in the militia. And then let's see, what else? Charlie played some music, got you some drinks there. Ithrin was dragging people out onto the dance floor. What else did we have that was happening? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was it Tanbreck and Lulu that went back and met with the owner of the Jester's Warren?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. And they'd asked you to come back the next day. They said that they might have some information for you the next day because one of the boys who works there was a regular servant to one of Pawnless Fen's seneschals.
Mm-hmm.
You also made the acquaintance of Ishella, the high priest of Enkili. Does that pretty much cover what happened last session?
And then Lulu is getting new management, and that's all that I had written down.
They made some recommendations. They said that maybe you might want to come back the next day, and that they may have some names for you.
Oh, and something about, I believe you are in grave danger. Meet me at this place at sunset, and then there was like an Ouroboros logo.
Yes, Charlie had noticed that the woman who had earlier been stalking Haiku had made her way into the bar while you were there, and Charlie walked over and pretty much embarrassed her into leaving. But before she left, she slipped a note into Charlung's top as Charlung was passed out, and that note suggested that you meet at dawn behind Bones' dicing house. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that you've stumbled back to the hood and that you are able to go ahead and complete a long rest if that's what you choose to do with your time. Charlung is going to be incredibly hard to rouse, as is often the case, Corey. Mm-hmm. So they are just going to sleep it off back at their place. Are the rest of you all going to take a long rest? And are any of you going to try to make your way to the alley behind Bones' dicing house at dawn?
Did we give somebody antitoxin to wake them up?
You did. And then you gave Charlung antitoxin to wake them up. And then they bought 2 doses of Julkaweed, took one when they got home and passed out.
Oh my goodness. Of course.
I'm taking the long rest.
Same.
I'm taking a long rest.
All right.
I would like to meet at dawn.
Me too.
I don't have a problem doing that. I don't think that's a bad idea, but...
Yeah, you have enough time that you can take a full long rest and still make the meeting at dawn.
Okay.
Just make sure that you click your long rests on your D&D Beyond characters and that you apply your long rests on your sheets and all that good fun stuff.
Done.
For sure.
Is there any preparations that you want to make before you head over?
So if possible, Ithrin will want to show up a little early and scout out everything.
Okay. You will be cutting it pretty close, taking your long rest, but you can probably get there about 15 minutes before sunrise.
Lulu's going to bring snacks for all her new
that's
friends.
fine.
Are you letting them know, or are you just heading out early?
I don't think we've established much of a rapport yet, so I think she's just gonna go.
All right. And Lulu's bringing food. Do the rest of you have a plan to meet up somewhere, or are you just going to meet there in the alley?
Breck was doing push-ups all night to impress the fighter.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Which you can do while taking
Right,
one.
Breck does not sleep. Impressions have to be.
It's fair. You do push-ups all night and realize that it doesn't really make your arms swell at all when you do a push-up. Because
Determination counts for me. I would like to point at that.
because it's really just self-image.
Spirit is key.
What are we doing? We're going to meet these people about information, right?
Whoever left that note, which you're assuming was the woman with the Ouroboros tattoo. You would assume it would either be her or her associates that you're going to meet.
I don't think, well, we don't know if this is about the Lulu stuff yet, but they gave it to Mike, I believe.
Charlong. No, they put it in Charlong's
Oh,
shirt.
okay.
Or lack thereof of shirt.
Yeah, they stuck it in Charlong's top. So.
Do we get money or anything from this?
No.
Just wondering, because I rolled because I took a long rest, and now.
And what's your sin for the day?
My sin is greed.
Okay, excellent.
That's exciting.
Just because we don't know if there'll be money there doesn't mean there couldn't be money there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm real excited to go.
It's true. All right. Well, we'll say the rest of you are sort of meeting up in the hood to head over together, with the exception of Ithrin, who's just sort of going to strike out on her own to investigate. So, the rest of you go ahead and feel free to think about what your plan is going to be when you get there. Consider your options. Decide if you're going to try to sneak any weapons in. Anything along those lines.
I'm not sneaking any weapons. I'm just taking my giant hammer.
Ithrin, you arrive in the alley. The alley behind Bones' Dicing House is a blind alley. It's completely blocked off. There's kind of a shared space. So Bones' Dicing House is, if you can see my pings, these buildings along the side here represent that side is the side that Bones is on. Mm-hmm. And this is sort of like a communal trash collection area back here. So as you're making your way in, what would you like to do?
Is there anything to eat in the trash heap?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I rolled a 17, so that is 19 total.
Excellent. So as you're digging through the trash heap, you definitely notice that there's probably You would say 2 days worth of food that is certainly passable enough for your palate. So you're able to scrape that together, eat the day's
It's
worth of
about
food.
pouch.
Okay, excellent.
And then other than that, just keep an eye out. Like, does anyone look dangerous, out of place, suspicious, like they're planning an ambush for my new friends?
Well, and so far you haven't noticed anybody, but why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check as well.
Oh, that is less good. That's a 5.
Yeah, you don't see anyone around at all. It's as if the alley is completely empty. And so you're making your way kind of down here to kind of go through these trash containers that are back here from the neighboring business. Yeah, and there's fish. There's like leftover half-eaten bits from people's meals. Lots of seafood, lots of vegetable offerings.
I'm not gonna pick up the seafood because that does not keep very well. But I'll take the vegetables.
Excellent. So over the course of that 15 minutes, is there anything else that you would like to try to do?
No. I think just keeping an eye out is all she was really planning on.
Okay. The rest of you, as you are getting ready to head out, are any of you taking any weapons besides the single dagger that you are allowed to carry legally?
No.
Nope.
I'm carrying my what do I have again? My sickle.
All right. And are you carrying that peace-bound, or
Yeah.
are you carrying that concealed?
It's peacebound.
Okay.
I obviously have my claws because, like,
Right, because those
I
don't
have
come
claws.
off.
Right.
Milena, you're going to try to carry your smithing hammer, or are you going to carry your war
Yeah,
hammer?
always. I'll take my smithing hammer.
Okay.
Because it's like, what if I just want to impromptu smith something? Like,
It's fine.
I need it. It's like a tool.
It's enough to get you past the guards, at least.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The ink pen, is that like a quill or is it like a metal forged cool? My friend next door, who's a blacksmith, made me a pen that is fairly sturdy and could be weaponized.
Which pen was that?
I just have an ink pen as part of my kit for being a far traveling person.
That would probably be a quill with like
Quill.
yeah,
Okay.
with like a dip, like a inkwell dip.
Okay, just checking. Can't stab with it. That answered my question.
But that's a good idea, though.
Are we allowed to bring our thieving?
I might see you later, blacksmith.
Are you allowed to bring what? I'm sorry.
My thieving tools.
Those are not illegal, so you can absolutely carry them.
I'm definitely carrying my thieving tools.
All right. You head out for a walk. You do pass one group of guards that are walking their patrols. Not horrendously surprising. There are still people milling about a little bit at dawn, though this is probably the slowest time of day in Shelzar. Not much really closes. Most of the people that you do see milling about are either making their way back from a gambling house or a house of ill repute, or like a Julka weed den. So everybody's kind of bleary-eyed and stumbly. Nobody's really too, with it. And as you're making your way through, you eventually get to the area without incident. And when you arrive, Ithrin is down here. And I'd like to see a perception roll from everyone. And what's your marching order coming into this alley?
I think I'm last just because I'm just not used to being out in public, especially with a group.
All right.
I'm close in front of him.
I am in the front, but not the first one because I don't know where we're going. But I am bringing the enthusiasm.
Lulu will be first. I have no problems.
I would
I'm
probably
now extra enthusiastic.
because I'm very intrigued.
I got a 19.
I'm gonna be right in the goddamn middle because nobody else will pick in the middle, and everybody else wants to be in the front or the back, and I don't know, so I'll just be in the middle. That way, if I get excited, then somebody can pet my belly and somebody can pet my head. And it's wonderful.
That's fair.
That's wonderful.
All right. Who got the 19?
Me. The first one. I'm in front. Yay, I finally got a good one.
If you add us together, we got a nat 20.
Excellent. Yeah, you don't notice anything.
I got a 10.
I missed what the roll was. My brain doesn't work.
Perception.
13.
Okay. So as you're all
17 for me.
excellent. As you're all walking in, you see Ithrin sort of sitting in front of the trash, chowing on a sandwich that is basically like seaweed with like potato slice, a tomato, something that's green and slimy that's not seaweed, and then another slice of seaweed. Made into like this big sandwich, like sub sandwich style sandwich, and just chowing away on it. And
Whose mouth is watering?
we got Lulu and Holland. The two of you see a silhouette on the rooftop across the alleyway.
So I rolled a 19 and then I got a 23. Do I see anything extra?
You can tell that silhouette is humanoid, roughly the same size as the woman that was spotted before, standing on the peak of the rooftop to the south. The rest of you do not notice. And what were you asking, Tori?
I don't think I asked anything.
Okay.
Well, Lulu's going to go up to Ithrin and be like, no, sweetie. I have snacks.
Oh,
And I will give her whatever snacks that I packed because we don't need to eat out of the trash can.
but it's free if you do it this way.
This is free too. It's okay. Here you go. I'll give some to everybody while I'm passing it out too.
I want more.
I don't want anything. She can have mine.
Okay, so you can have them away.
You can tell that
I'm sorry, you broke off.
her social Ithrin's impulse is to take all of the snacks, but you can sort of see her conscience kick in about like, no, I should share.
Cute.
At that point, the two of you, all of you hear kind of the gentle sound of like feet landing on pavement down at the end of the alleyway, and the woman in the black cloak from earlier steps out of the shadows.
Well, what is it you want?
I
think I'll offer her some snacks too.
I'll pass, thanks.
Snacks.
Yeah, good call.
Haiku puts his hand on his dagger. Just wait, just in case.
I didn't expect your whole neighborhood to come out.
In for a penny, in for a pound. What did you want?
Well, two things. One, I happened to be in your neighborhood when that body was dumped.
What body?
The one that you melted down in your forge.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Be like, good for you. Interesting. Nice to meet you. My name's Breck. What's going on? You're good at this. I can tell.
I have some experience in these matters. Yes, Breck. It's a pleasure. I I was in your neighborhood for unrelated business, but I noticed what was going on. And I think I may be in a position to offer you some help.
Why would you
In
want to help?
exchange for what? What do you want from us? No one just helps anybody for free.
Oh, you're better at deductive reasoning than you are at picking pockets.
Hey, fuck off.
If that's what you like, I'm more than happy to. I can certainly take my help and go. That's fine. She turns around and starts walking back.
Whoa.
She turns back.
Not be hasty.
Oh, well. I represent some people who are interested in recruiting talent in town. And I was actually following your foul-mouthed little friend over there with the horns. When I was coming into your area and I saw the body dropped. Now, I think I have an inkling as to why that occurred, at least in the general. You fight in the pits, correct? Lulu, is it?
Yep. I do.
Yes, the Ironbred who you killed, or who you were accused of having killed, being framed for being killed, I should say. My employers had an eye on him to do some work for us, to recruit him. And I believe that a rival of my employer, a man by the name of Pawnless Fen, took exception to the way the fight between the two of you turned out. I get the impression that maybe you must have done something to upset Mr. Fen.
I didn't throw the fight then when he wanted me to.
I see. He's not a very honest businessman, to say the least.
Well, you have my buy-in already.
I'll speak as plainly as courtesy allows. My employer has a number of business ventures in town, one of which is the fights. We had hoped to recruit Firebrand partially because of his fighting ability, but also because of his knowledge of Pawnless Fen's businesses. That didn't go as well as I would have liked. However, we may be able to help you in terms of A, making sure that this doesn't come back to you at all, and B, providing you some security in your bookings, provided you're willing to do some work for us. Now, as I said, I didn't expect the whole neighborhood to come along, but we do have work for many of you if you're interested in it. I know your bard has quite a voice, and with some work, the horned one could probably be serviceable.
I mean, I'm always in the market for more work.
Good.
I need to know what's in it for us.
What's the pay?
Rock money.
The pay is per job. The coin is adequate. Some might say sufficient, depending on the job. Sometimes opulent. And in addition, you will be under the protection of my employer. Now, my job is to meet with you, gauge your interest, make sure that this is a safe situation and that you're all respectable enough to go to an official meeting. If it's my estimation that you are, I am to set up that meeting.
And this meeting is how we get paid.
Yes, my employer does have, I know for certain, jobs in mind for Lulu, and I'm sorry, I did not get your name. Devil Child.
But that is fine.
She says that to Haiku, not to you.
Haiku.
That was me. What was that? I didn't catch that. Cut off.
She said, I didn't get your name, Devil Child.
I don't give it out freely.
Do you want a copper for your name?
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Do you want a copper for your name?
I'll take a copper.
I mean, if I had a name, I would tell you a name if you give me some money too.
She pulls out a copper and says, perhaps at some point I'll have an interest in your name. And holds it.
Oh, I'm starting to like you.
Holds it out in her, like on her thumb, ready to flick it at you, Haiku.
Can
I'm
I
like
try?
happy, and I'm like happy, and I'm like excited, and I put it in my pocket.
Your name? Well, she's holding it ready to flick, and says, "What? Your name?"
Haiku.
And then she does flick it.
And I'm like excited.
Any rolls to attempt to grab the copper?
You want to try to catch it?
I would love to try to catch it.
Go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Sorry, other horned one. It's not that good. So 14.
Yeah, you reach up and snatch it out of the air.
Oh shit!
Motherfucker, I'll kill you! I swear to God.
Using like a greedy person. So let's go.
She raises an eyebrow and says, fighting over coppers. Someday you will hopefully live long enough to find this very amusing.
I'm not worried about living long enough, honey, okay? I got some things sorted out.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna reach over and like open palm, just like pat him on the back, like it's gonna be okay, kid. It's gonna be okay.
Lulu will give him a copper in his hand so the greedy one can't take it and say, it's okay. Here you go.
Can I swing my hammer at the at Tan?
What has Tan done to you, miss?
I think Haiku.
Last game, my friend.
No, you took something that didn't belong to you, and that doesn't sit well with me.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, if you want to take a swing at her, that's fine.
Cool, I'll roll. Damn it!
What
I got
is
a 3.
happening?
You got a what?
A 3.
So Tan doesn't even look away from you, or look away from the coin in her hand. She just reaches across with the other hand, like not even the hand of the side that you're on, and catches the end of your hammer, like still looking at the coin. Like she saw it in her peripheral vision and caught it with the other hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, that's not gonna go over well.
I'm
like
really angry.
I'm like shocked that someone like came to my defense almost, and I'm like very confused.
All right, what were you
I
saying?
would like to talk with this catch.
Okay, what would you like to say?
Hitting is not nice, nor will it get you anything. I put my
And then I grunt like the Witcher.
Lulu's gonna go up to her and say, swing on one of my friends again and I'm gonna punch you in the face.
You can try.
Maybe we should try.
I think we need more drinks. Does anybody want to get some drinks? It's getting a little hot. Maybe we should go have some drinks.
Nanya says,
So I turn to the person that is trying to talk to us and is clearly probably very confused with all this internal fighting. Like, so what does the Ouroboros mean?
perhaps one day I'll break that down for you. First things first. Do you think you can all refrain from beating the shit out of one another long enough to have a meeting in a respectable establishment?
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, no, not a respectable one.
You're killing me, guys.
I'm not respectable.
I'm not respectable.
I love how Ethan said, I'm like, I would say I don't know.
Sometimes you just got to know where you
Catherine
line
lifts
up.
her garbage sandwich and like, this is what I eat.
We can provide you with reasonable attire. If that's your concern.
As long as I don't need to know which fork to use in what order.
Not quite that kind of establishment.
Okay, then.
Mine's more personality based, but I will try hard.
Excellent. Be at Bellsmith's Bliss at sunset. And she turns and starts to walk away. You're all aware Bellsmith's Bliss is the...
You guys do realize that we just had a meeting to schedule a meeting, right? Like, that's what we just did. That was...
I feel like
we had a morning meeting.
This meeting could have been an email.
It could have been an email.
It's true. Bellsmith's Bliss, you're all aware, is a brothel that operates... It's probably one of the more respectable brothels on this side of town.
Respectable brothel.
So is she still within, like, hearing distance?
Yeah, she turns on her heel and is slowly walking away.
Okay, so Ithrin will yell after, like, wait! I don't want to be a whore!
She stops and looks over her shoulder. I think it would be a waste of your potential to try.
I'd be like, I like you.
I think Ithrin takes so much time figuring out if that was an insult or not that she's not going to say anything else.
She turns and continues walking away. Anybody else gonna fire off a parting question?
I don't give a fuck.
All right.
Meow.
I'd
She-
dance to money right now.
Hops back onto the roof and runs off.
What, she was a humanoid, you said? Is she human?
She is human, yes.
Okay.
Once she is gone, something else occurs to Ithrin, and she will say to the group, oh, Sarah's got a kitty. I'm sorry, I'm easily distracted. I was just gonna say,
how are you going to say that to the group? Like,
Yeah.
there's the kitty. Like, looking at Charlie, like...
I am a living embodiment of that XKCD comic. I'm sorry. No, she will say, are we going to talk about the fact that she called a brothel a respectable establishment?
I mean, there's levels, you know. Be a
Are you
connoisseur
like-
of these things.
Are you like new in town?
Yes.
Oh, then makes sense, I guess.
I'm home.
I mean, down in the tunnels, we just did it for free.
So,
We-
we're going to take care of you now. Okay?
I mean, it's generally a multi-person endeavor.
Ooh.
Would I be down in the sewers? Am I in the wrong place?
Lulu, I think she needs another sandwich.
I'll give her another sandwich.
Yeah, she can
Getting
have mine.
concerned
It's
for
fine.
her.
I don't eat. You need to have a sandwich.
Okay, she will focus on the sandwich and stop creeping everybody out.
All right. A couple of the two porters come out of the back of the dicing house and drop off some more trash. What would you like to do from here?
Well,
have-
this was a giant waste of time. I'm going to go back and work on some shit.
All right, going back to your shop.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go play for some breakfast and drinks.
All right. Anywhere in particular? You're just going to go to the nearest place is the dicing house. You could always go in there and play.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right. Anyone else going into Bones's?
I mean, once I'm done with my sandwich.
That's fair.
I'm glad you don't eat inside the place. I think I would be, in all honesty, I'm very intrigued that Ithrin is like so about the trash that I feel like I'm kind of about the trash. Like I feel like they might.
Okay.
I will totally give you an impromptu lesson on dumpster diving.
I'm very excited about this.
Like, yeah, you just need to like scrape the mold off this melon half and see the rest is perfectly fine.
That makes a lot of sense.
Treasure, but this is treasure.
Well, you can save on your grocery bill this way.
You're so smart.
So the two of you are spending some time dumpster diving.
Don't bite me.
Lulu is headed back to the neighborhood. Is anyone else going inside at Bones's?
I think Haiku is still like in shock that someone like kind of like defended him a bit, so he's just gonna follow all in a bit and just like confused like admiration.
All right.
I'm gonna follow Haiku while he's following Alan. I'm gonna use my
It's like a line.
network skills, and I'm gonna be like, "You were in the wars, weren't you, boy? Let's talk."
You guys are going to turn into a humanoid centipede, and it's nobody's fault but your own.
You asked you to be here. Okay, you're welcome for whatever happens.
Jeez.
You head back to the neighborhood, talking, having some conversation. It's a relatively uneventful journey back. And Alan, they are, unless you interrupt them, coming up into your shop.
That's fine.
Right? You start plinking away. What are you working on today?
I think I heard the what's Breck talking about like a quill, or I think I saw his quill and I was just like, oh, I think I could make something cool like that. And so I started tinkering to make like a weaponized quill.
Okay, so basically like a pen, like a pen knife.
Yeah, like a pen knife.
Okay,
or something like really sharp and ornate.
You're my favorite blacksmith.
Excellent. Let me just go ahead and look something up here. And while I'm looking that up, once you're done with the dumpster dive out back,
Yeah, we'll make our way over. I mean, I will.
and Ithrin both going to go into the dicing house?
I'm a little disappointed of our findings, but I'm hoping that your expertise will show more.
Yeah, I mean, I will explain how sometimes people throw away really valuable things by accident, but sometimes you gotta fight the night soil porters for them.
I bet you're good at that. We should do that.
Yeah, but generally, this is a way that you can get food for free.
Again, love it.
And Lulu, where are you going from there?
I'm just kind of, I think I'll just walk around town and like talk to people, and I think I'll ask questions about Milena, I forgot your character's name, I'm sorry.
Holland.
Holland, because Holland swung on my friend, and I will be talking to... Well, my character binds to people very quickly.
I did go on the meeting with you, and I was very nice because I wasn't possessed.
That's true. That is true. We wouldn't have got a lot of information without your dice rolls. So, and I also just don't believe on swinging on people like that as a fighter. So it's nothing personal.
You believe in stealing? Never mind. I'm not even in this conversation.
That's true.
And then just kind of talk to people about like the status of things and making friends and stuff.
Okay, so yeah, you're just kind of walking around, just kind of socializing. I'll get back to you in a minute. So, Charlie, you're just performing for basically food money, effectively, right?
Was that me? Sorry.
Yeah.
I was opening my notes. Yeah, just that. And if people tip me or whatever, that's fine. But like,
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Oh, I picked the wrong die. Damn. 9.
That's passable. It's enough to get you a meal in your belly. But that's probably about it. You don't really make any tips. Ithrin and 10, by the time you walk in, Charlie's finishing her first set. Are either of you carrying any coin at all?
I mean, I definitely have some coin because of what I've done, but I don't think I would be showing it.
Okay.
I would be intrigued if she had tips.
My equipment page indicates that I actually have a lot of. Yeah, I've got
Mine does
some
too.
money, so I'm carrying that on me.
There is gambling going on at the various tables. All sorts. There's dice games, roulette wheels. Everything seems to be very focused towards games of chance as opposed to skill. There's not any like poker here or anything along those lines. There is a card game that's a simple highest draw of the deck. So everybody sits around, places a bet, and they just flip a card over in front of each person. Whoever has the highest one wins. It's all very much sort of dedicated to randomness.
I think that's going to be gambling.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ithrin's intelligence is 10, so I don't think she recognizes the difference between chance and skill.
Okay.
And so, yeah, she'll totally gamble a little bit.
Right.
Is Ithrin going to go? Am I following Ithrin to the gambling? We're like, yeah.
I would
mean,
assume.
You can.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yeah. How much you got?
I actually have a lot. I've got 65 gold pieces.
Whoa.
She pulls out like a big, like heavy coin purse.
I thought I followed the trash rat for something.
What?
Yeah, I'll play a couple rounds of roulette. I'll spot tan a little bit.
Excellent.
Man, that's Brendan.
Okay, how many numbers are you going to bet on?
Oh, I'll bet on 5 numbers. 5 gold.
5 gold, 1 gold on each number? Excellent.
Yeah,
and,
or like 5 different rounds of gambling.
Okay.
1 gold each time.
And 10, how much are you betting?
Whatever she lets me.
Yeah, I'll give you another 5. I'll give you a gold every time I bet a gold.
Oh, man.
Okay. So, what I would like you to do...
They're rounds, right, Travis? So I feel like I'm betting with her, but I might not
like
always...
5 different spins of the roulette wheel.
Okay, so you're betting on numbers other than the number she's betting on, right?
I'm going to go with her, but if I start losing money, it's not going to be good.
Oh, no, so if you bet with me and I'm like, no, let's spread it out.
Okay. So I need you to roll, and each of you to roll 1d20 twice, and tell me what you get on both rolls.
Okay. That is that's an 18 and a 10.
Excellent.
I got a 13 and a 1.
Oh, no.
Excellent. And Charlie, since you're there, why don't you roll 1 more d20 just to see what it comes up?
15.
Excellent. You lose 5 spins of roulette. You're down 10 gold.
I'm actually going to be crying. Why did we do?
I feel like when you start crying is when I'm like, okay, gambling's done. Let me buy you a drink at the bar to comfort you.
Money!
And Charlie, you sort of witnessed this play out in front of you. Are you doing anything else besides just playing music?
Nope.
All right. Beautiful. That's what's going on in the bar. Meanwhile, over at the forge, Milena, go ahead and give me a intelligence plus your proficiency bonus roll, please.
So I got 16, my plus 2, 18.
Excellent. So you are able to craft a concealable
This is what
penknife.
I came up with.
Okay.
It's like a switchblade quill with like a metal feather that has serrated edges for shredding.
Nice. I love it.
Yep.
Now that is going to cost you,
Materials.
yeah, we'll say 2 gold pieces worth of materials,
Okay.
and take you probably the rest of the work day to finish. But it'll be ready to go. It'll be concealable, and it will deal dagger damage. While Holland is working on that, Haiku and Breck, what are you talking about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk to me about?
Oh no, I'm definitely gonna follow you around. I have all like my mentorship, and we got through the wars together, kid. That's okay. You know, and like you're a little flinchy, aren't you? But we're gonna get through this. Where'd you serve? What's going on? Do you like the cool veteran handshake that we do?
I'm like very uncomfortable with it because I'm like, I didn't join the war voluntarily. I was forced to do it. Like I was fighting for like basically like slavery.
I'm going to intently listen. Yes, go on. What happened?
I was fighting for a war that I didn't even understand. I don't know who I was fighting for. I watched everyone that like I made any kind of connection with die or betray me in some way.
Mm. Yep, that sounds like it. Yeah. So what brought you here? How'd you get here from there?
I escaped, and I'm uncomfortable that I'm like actually like opening up to somebody that I'm like still like stammering, and I'm just kind of just been living on the streets on my own for a bit.
How long's been a bit?
I can't count. I don't know. Never learned numbers in the war.
Right. So I'm gonna be like, yeah, I had different circumstances. It definitely was where I wanted to be. I don't know how I died, but war definitely, they won one. I'll say war won one against me, but I came back. So we're gonna see what round 2 looks like. And I'm gonna give you like 5 gold, and I want to be like, this is enough where you can make some choices. And if you want to stick around, I feel like you found a good group of people, and I've been dead a long time, and I've seen a lot of people. But if not, this is enough where you could go and make some different choices. By the way, got a tattoo joint right next door. So, you want to reinvest that back next door, put a spell on your body. It's super cool. But, and I'm going to just say, like, I feel like if you stick with the people that you found, it sounds like they want to be there for each other, and that may be a good choice if that's what you're looking for.
I have like my hand like with the gold, and I'm like looking at the gold and then back at her, and I'm like shaking, and I'm like,
I'm a him.
and I'm like I'm like a lot of emotions, like very like wary and like skeptical, but also like grateful, and like I might cry a little bit.
That's okay. I'm just gonna pat you on the head. I'll be like, you let me know, and I'm gonna go like high five Olin to be like, you're my blacksmith. I'm gonna go home. I'm right next door. Let me know if you need anything, and I'm gonna dip out real fast.
I love how the tieflings are crying.
They're an emotional species.
Something like that, yeah. So while that is all happening, you're just kind of making your way around town, kind of poking in at like shops in the neighborhood, just kind of getting to know folk. That's your plan effectively, right? Lulu, sorry?
Yeah. Just getting to know people. I like to make friends.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me a persuasion check, if you don't mind.
I got a 7.
Okay. You haven't really made any new like friends per se, but you've familiarized yourself a little bit more with the people. I assume you're operating kind of in the vicinity of your hood, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. And I would like you to roll a D8 for me, please.
Okay. 2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not doing so hot on the rolls.
No, totally fine. You did have a bit of a mishap while you were kind of wandering about. It was more of an etiquette thing than anything, but you did manage to insult one of the Charduni dwarves who works for the construction guild that does most of the building around. You said something to them that you didn't quite. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. Shelzari is not their first language, but they took a rather grave insult to it. And so the construction workers guild is going to not like you very much until you issue some sort of a public apology. As word is going to travel around the guild over the next couple days of that rude ass orc fighter.
Do they like it if people bake cookies for them?
They might. That might help. It's an option.
I'll go home and bake cookies.
Okay. They definitely sort of like, get very aggressive with you until you leave the worksite.
I don't think I would be, like, just my character in general wouldn't be aware of most of the aggression, other than the fact that, like, she can tell people don't like her, but she's like, oh, okay, I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Beautiful. And so the day passes and we start getting toward the evening hours. Now, you have been tasked with going to the to Bellsmith's Bliss, but you also were told to return back to Jester's Warren at some point. So I guess as the day is, how long are Charlie, Ithrin, and Tan going to spend at the dicing house?
Sounds like we're poor now, so I feel like they might just kick us out. Charlie's might not be poor.
Yeah, as long as you're drinking, they're not gonna throw you out.
You need drinks? Is that what you're getting at?
I personally, Tan doesn't drink. It's against her morals.
Well, no, but you could get teas and things along those lines.
Yeah, I just lost so much money that
I mean,
spending any money.
Ithrin has offered, because you actually started crying. So Ithrin will definitely buy you whatever you'd like to comfort you.
Tea would be nice. Your gold is so pretty.
Tea, please, and 1 ale for me.
They bring you the tea and the ale.
Thank you.
And you finish your set and see them sort of sitting at the bar, Charlie, and Tan is weeping into her green tea.
Does it cost a significant amount of money in that I should mark it off my sheet, or is it just like an incidental expense?
You'll be down like 5 silver.
Okie
From
dokie.
between the ale and the tea. So are you doing anything when you finish your set, Charlie?
I'll probably have a couple drinks.
All right, so you belly up to the bar.
Eat something.
They're sitting there. They set up drinks and food for you for free.
The beer isn't bad.
The tea's really good, even with tears in it. And Charlie, your music is really pretty, and I think it's awesome that you get paid so much money.
You know, that's what jobs are for. Just saying.
My job is to not have a job. I'm looking for someone.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about that.
Like, don't care.
You sit there sharing a drink and a meal, and eventually you finish up what you're doing there. Where would you like to head from the dicing house?
Are we scheduled to go somewhere, right?
I mean, you're supposed to go to Belsimus Bliss. They said at sundown. You still have, this is relatively early morning by the time you've gambled away your money and cried into some tea and eaten a meal. It's still like 10:30 in the morning.
I'm probably gonna go home and like work on writing songs and whatnot.
All right.
I probably want to tend my mushroom garden in the sewers.
Well, I'm a little lonely person, so I feel like if Charlie didn't
You
seem
can tag along.
I'm like, Ithran's been very nice to me. Charlie did not seem interested. I do catch some hints.
Not quite sure what to do with the crying.
So if she's gonna go do stuff with mushrooms, I'm excited to see what else. And she also has a decent amount of coin.
That's fair.
Very attracted to me, right? I'm very attracted to her right now.
So, you go down and follow her into her sewer home.
Go to Ithran and be like, "You're so rich. Oh my gosh, it's so sexy."
It's not that much. I can't be a sugar mama.
Yeah, you follow her into her sewer home and are like, now you, Ithran, if I recall correctly, you had mentioned before that you had sort of found a cleanish corner of the sewer to operate in.
Yes.
Is that accurate? Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, you're in a corner of the sewer that's not too funky. Got a little mushroom garden going. Go ahead and give me just an unmodified charisma roll, 10.
I'm failing on this today.
14.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just needed one from 10.
I got a 13. So if you want to take the 14,
It occurs to you that, as Ithran is sort of like tending this mushroom garden, which I assume means taking whatever was too slimy to eat out of her pockets and smearing it on the ground where the mushrooms was. It occurs to you that maybe you could earn some money by offering to help with that task. Bless you twice.
Thank you.
I am more than interested in doing that. Like, is there anything I have done work in the past for gardens, and I'm just really good at service in general.
Yeah, I'll teach you the basics of mushroom farming. And if you want to get paid, yeah, I'll give you like 2 gold. Is that a fair wage?
I would love that. I don't usually get paid.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, and I'll point out like this is the one that will kill you if you eat it. This is the one that won't kill you, but you wish you died, and these are the tasty ones.
Excellent.
So I get to work. Like, I will put all efforts in.
Yeah, and you notice as she starts working, Ithrin, like once she gets into the task, you notice like this Zen-like trance of concentration into what she's doing. Like she's able to just dive right in and pick up, the skills that you're teaching her very easily and very quickly, and almost like she can operate on autopilot while she's doing it.
This is basically her druid grove.
Right on. So whilst you're all doing that, the day continues and sunset nears. Lulu, you were the one that was specifically tasked, you and Haiku. So are you going to do anything to try to gather everyone, or are you just going to head over to the Bliss? What's your plan?
Well, I assume that there was several hours or so between everything that happened, so I'm on my way back from delivering the cookies. So I don't know where everybody is, so I'm just going to have to meet them there.
Are you proficient with cook's tools?
Oh, God. These are no-bake cookies. These are the easy kind, Travis. I'm proficient with vehicles.
That doesn't help you cook.
So veteran story. You can cook on a hot engine. Fun veteran story.
That's true, but the internal combustion is not quite a thing in Scarred Lands, generally speaking.
I don't want to poison them. I was trying to pick something that was easy.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check if you don't mind.
Oh, God, that never goes well. I've got a 4, and then I'm pretty sure I subtract 1.
Excellent. So you take the cookies, and they smell very good. And the whole group that you offended, not only do they eat them, but they give a few of them to the local guard that are patrolling by, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that Lulu, the fighter, she's the one that gave it to us."
I'm gonna get run out of town. Travis, you're ruining my life.
So now you know where everybody basically stays in the neighborhood. You stop back by, you drop your empty plate that you were carrying the cookies on off back at your squat. And so it's up to you if you want to try to go like door to door and collect people, or if you just want to go by yourself.
Brick's already outside like this. Like, we got somewhere to be at sunset.
Well, I know that I heard them talking about going back to the forge, so I know some of them are there, so I could definitely stop there. But I don't think I would know where to look for the other few.
Yeah, you swing over by the forge. Now, at this point, where's Haiku at?
I'm still in Alden's forge, just kind of like taking in the day, like still like just kind of reflecting on it.
Okay. So yeah, Breck has stepped outside at this point, and you sort of gather with everybody here. You're wrapping up your work for the day, Alan, as Lulu comes up to the front.
Am I done with my new weapon?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, when nobody's looking, I'll just hand it to Breck.
All right. You just sort of slide it over. So
I won't even say anything. I'll just be like,
And I'll be like, amazing. And like big, like bear hug. Like, oh my gosh, it's so cool.
I'm just like perfectly stiff like this as he's bear hugging me.
And I'm just going to like fiddle with it the rest of the way.
And it is a functional dip pen and a switchblade.
Yes.
So that's fancy. So the four of you are heading that direction. Are the rest of you planning on going up there for the meeting or no?
I'll go. Like we'll wash up and clean the mushroom goo off our hands and faces and change to less smelly clothes.
I think
I
I'll
think,
go, but I'm gonna try to perform or whatever.
You said you are going to go, but you want to perform?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can find a spot to actually like look like I'm not just there to be up everybody's ass.
Okay. Are you going to try to do that inside or like in the street nearby?
Probably like nearby outside.
Okay. You post up just out front. As the rest of you head inside to the Bliss.
I'm gonna just hang around wherever Brett goes, but like try to not make it obvious that I'm like obviously like, like hanging out with him, and just kind of like look around and be like, I'm not hanging by you. I'm just happen to be in the same area that you are.
Okay,
Excellent.
it's not weird. It's cool. No eye contact. It's fine.
So when you step in, you're greeted by Mistress Jasmine. She's a human woman of L's descent, so kind of the Shelzari people who are native to that area of Shelzar. She looks like she's probably in her 50s. Got black hair streaked with shocks of white and gray. Brown eyes with dark circles beneath them. Looks like she hasn't been sleeping too well. And she is dressed in very fine robes and wearing a very opulent ring on her right ring finger. And she nods and says, welcome to the Bliss. What is your pleasure?
I'll say we're meeting a friend here, so do you mind if we look around for her?
Is this friend an employee?
I don't think so. Would we know that? I don't think that person was an employee.
You don't think so, yeah. You see a rather large, orcish-looking fellow come sort of walking over. He basically looks like somebody took an orc, like straight out of the battlefields of the plains, and slapped like fine clothing on them that wasn't tailored specifically to them. So it's the sleeves are a little short, the pants are a little short, and just sort of said, "Here, go be fancy." He walks like a warrior. He carries himself like a warrior, but he's wearing.
Do I know him at all since we're both orcs? Because I supposedly know a lot of orcs.
You probably recognize some of the markings on his like face and exposed skin. As he is a member of one of the smaller tribes of the Ukradan.
Okay.
What about like Veterans Network sense? Does that go off?
No, he's not. He's not served anywhere as like in like an official capacity of any kind. But he walks over behind the bar and whispers something in Jasmine's ear. And she says, "Oh, you are Lulu, the gladiator."
The gladiator. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, you're
Sure.
a gladiator? That's so awesome.
And while you're talking, like, 6 females and 6 males come in and sort of stand in front of the couches and the chairs back here, just kind of on display. And she whispers something to the orc, who walks over and says, "Back to your rooms, these aren't clients." And they all sort of filter back out. And Jasmine says, "Right this way, step into my office, please." Takes you over into this room over here.
Me or everybody?
Everybody.
Okay, good. We shouldn't let Lulu go places by herself.
Yeah, Lulu seems too trusting to be safe.
Unless any of you are not wanting to go.
Breck is not going to let Lulu be by herself.
Right. And Tan, as you're walking in last, I'd like you to give me a perception check, please.
Oh man. Not as bad as I hoped. 16.
All right, so you notice that the workers who came out are all dressed in like silken robes, wearing like gold and emerald and obsidian jewel bracelets, necklaces, earrings, rings, wearing makeups that look like they probably cost several gold pieces at market. Even the bouncers, the orcish gentleman you saw, and another gentleman at the north side of the room, who looks like he maybe is human with orcish blood. They're even wearing like golden bracelets and rings that have jewels in them. Lots of money in this place.
Oh shit. I'm getting extremely tempted.
Don't do it, Dan. Don't.
When are we talking to these people? And who was the sleight of hand? It was Haiku, right?
Sorta.
Right. I mean, what? They're all going to go talk to these people, right?
Yeah, you step into the office. While that's going on, Charlie, you're outside playing. Go ahead and give me a performance check real quick. Sorry, you're muted.
11.
Awesome. Okay, you earn 3 gold in tips while you're out there playing. And I'd also like you to give me a perception check if you don't mind.
$11.
Okay. You don't notice anything terribly out of the ordinary. There's a lot of traffic. This is kind of the start of the celebration time of day. So it's pretty busy out. But you are able to get, like I said, 3 gold and a sorted coin as you're working. Jasmine brings you all in and tells you to, have a seat, help yourselves. There's multiple tables set up that have fresh food set out on them, mostly fruits, vegetables, figs, nuts, stuff like that. And she kind of sits at one of the tables and says, "So, Lulu, I'm told that you have had a run-in possibly with Pawnless Fen's men about some fights."
Yes, they were trying to get me to throw fights.
And Haiku, she points at you, Haiku.
I've been I as soon as she mentioned like food, I like immediately ran to the table and started just like picking out on the food. I kind of like turn around and be like, huh?
Because you'll get a sore stomach, boy. Chew your food. There will be plenty of opportunities for you. I was told that you have some, you're a little rough around the edges, but have some skill in the, shall we say, larcenous arts.
I know my way around.
Yes, and you'll forgive me, I know very little of the rest of you. Please, I'll begin. My name is Jasmine. I am the mistress of this establishment and the liaison with the owner and our employers. So, we are looking to expand some operations, get some new blood into the organization. Nanya, who is the woman who you met with this morning, had mentioned to me that she had spotted you, Haiku, and you do have some talents that are particularly in line with some of our needs. Of course, Lulu, as I think it's kismet, perhaps the favor of the gods that brought your situation into alignment with our recruitment effort for Haiku. But the rest of you have me at a disadvantage. I do not know who you are or what you do. So, please, she turns first to Aland and says, you are?
I'm Holland. I'm a blacksmith.
And an ironbred. I would assume that life has not been easy for you here.
So,
Just an observation. It is within my power to perhaps make it easier for you. A smith could be handy. And you? She nods at Breck.
I'm gonna like try to make myself look big, but not threatening, just big. And be like, I'm here with Haiku and Lulu. And just that's it.
I see. And do you have a trade or a name?
I'm a veteran. I was in the old wars. You probably weren't there. It's cool. It was a long time ago. It was pretty good. Now I'm a magical tattoo artist.
We could use a tattoo artist. And you? She nods back at 10.
I definitely will tell her my whole story.
Okay.
Good.
I am 6 feet tall. I blah blah blah. One day I tried to steal something, and then a monk saved me because I was going to get my tail or my hand chopped off, maybe both, and then I didn't. And then now I lived with him, and now I can't find him anymore. But what I like to do is I like to make people feel good, and I like this. But your shiny stuff is really nice, and I was like touching my horns because I have like old kind of rustier chains on me now because they've been on there for a while.
She says, you are Tadoba's child.
Yes, that's him.
Yes, I know him. We've spent time together from time to time. It's a pleasure to meet you officially. If you need work, we certainly can find somewhere to put you here, I'm certain.
I'm good at doing work. Especially if I could have some of the chains that you guys have, because I really want my horns to look prettier, and I want them be shiny and sparkly.
A makeover. I think that could be arranged, depending on the job we could find for you.
While all of this is going down, can I do like an insight check on her to see if like that we can like trust her?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll insight.
I think that's really smart. Good job.
That's an 18 plus 1, 19.
Excellent. She does not appear to be being duplicitous with you right now. Nothing that she's saying seems to be lying. She's not betraying any tells of lies or anything like that. But she's also not she's not giving a whole lot of information yet either. The only kind of subtext that you can get is that it occurs to you that she's angling towards possibly putting Tan to work in the brothel.
Oh shit! And I'm like, I kind of like cut her off in the middle of like her talking to Tan. I'm like, all right, what's your angle here? What's going on here?
You need to learn patience, child. Impatience will get you killed in this line of work.
Everyone's talking about me getting killed. If only they knew.
I feel like I haven't, Tan hasn't really gotten to notice the fact that he's also a tiefling, and I think I keep looking at him like he looks very strange.
Right, yeah, that's fair. Well, and you're both very different in appearance. She says, one moment, and turns to Ithrin and says, and you, Slytherin, what's your story?
Oh, I'm a sacred mushroom farmer.
Ah, of course. Well, Lulu, you have quite a collection of strange friends, as do you, Haiku. I'll cut to the chase. My organization deals with a number of things at varying levels of legality here in Shelzar. We have interest not only in this fine and respectable establishment, but also in various other trades. Each of the skill sets that you speak of could be of use to us. We particularly, Nanya, who is a employee of my network, noticed you a week ago, Haiku, and had been following you as a potential recruit. Now, Lulu, of course, your reputation in the pits has preceded you, though I didn't have a specific eye on recruitment until happenstance dumped a corpse in your lap in front of one of my people. Now, we did a little bit of reconnaissance and figured out that you managed to rather deftly take care of that situation, in part due to Alan's intervention. Is that fair to say?
I grunt.
I'm not gonna like, because I consider all of this group my friend, even though Alan swung on somebody. That's okay, because she's still my friend because we shared snacks and things. And I'm not gonna throw her under the bus, so I wouldn't really respond to that part. I would say I took care of it, but I wouldn't say she helped.
She nods. I appreciate your loyalty. That'll take you far in this organization. At the end of the day, we have jobs, odd jobs, things we need done. Things that pay coin. And things that each of your services could come in handy for. Some of those things will be no different than what you're used to. We may need a particular pocket picked, he says, looking at Haiku. Or we might need a set of manacles custom made for a discerning client, she says as she looks at Holland. Or I may need someone's teeth knocked in a fighting pit.
So I think at that point, Lulu would be like, but the people that we're going to do this things to or for are bad guys. They're not nice people, right?
I
That would
suppose
bother Lulu.
I suppose it would depend on how you phrase nice. I would say that myself, I like to think of myself as a nice person, and my employers can be absolutely divine if you're on their good side.
Nudge, nudge, nudge.
Right.
I kind of go. I was like, all right, so let's get down to brass tacks. You want us to work for you, but also someone tried to frame us for murder, and we need to make sure that gets taken care of, one way or another.
I understand, and the person who tried to frame you is already, to a degree, on our radar. Now, there are a couple of ways we can go about addressing that situation, depending on how involved you would like to be. If you're willing, I have enough contacts within their organization that in the event that Lulu were to, say, have a change of mind and be willing to negotiate terms with Pawnless Fen based on a meeting, perhaps, we could get you inside of their organization and get some something incriminating, something that we could give to the guards that he wouldn't be able to bribe his way out of. I have reason to believe that he is engaged in a number of activities that would bring a severe enough penalty were they to be made public that even his coin could not buy him out of it. I have no proof.
No, go ahead.
I have no proof, but I have conjecture that there may be something foul, potentially related to even Titan worship, involved in his organization.
See, now you're talking my language.
I would be on board for that too, because I would feel like we were bringing down the bad guy.
And also, money. I like money. Lots of it. Let's talk about money.
So right now I'm with you on the money. But
Well,
I'm still kind of mad at you. All right, so
in order for me to talk salary, I need to see results. So far, what I've seen is that you're a good enough pickpocket to get caught by one of my people, but not the guards. I know that Lulu can fight. That's what I know. I can hear the beautiful tones coming out of your associate's lute in the street.
Dulcimer.
Oh, your associate's dulcimer in the street. And Tadoba's daughter is quite easy on the eyes. That's the list of skills I'm aware you possess. So, I propose this. Anything that I assign you, if you're plying your trade for me, my organization will take a 20% tax on what you earn from others. If I am specifically assigning you to a task, we'll say a base salary of 50 gold per week to keep you on retainer. And then we can negotiate per job.
Breck's looking around to make sure the trash sandwich and copper people are still breathing after Breck's like, I know what this looks like.
I mean, Ithrin's just eagerly like, yeah, this sounds good. I'm in.
Ithrin needs a mentor.
I feel
Lulu's
like
not going to
yeah,
negotiate
probably.
anything. She just needs to take down the bad guy.
And I'm just like, if you can just take care of our problem, I think it sounds like a deal to me. I don't speak for everybody.
Well, you will ultimately be the one taking care of your problem. I can set up an opportunity. I will book a fight for you, Lulu.
Let's hope I roll better.
Perhaps some of the rest of you can attend either as audience, as her crew, under whatever sort of pretense you wish. I will make sure that it leaks to the right ears that you're willing to have a talk with one of Fenn's people. This could be a long process, but we need to know if there is Titan worship going on in his organization, exactly what it is, and have proof.
So Lulu is not the smartest of people. So she's going to probably ask a couple questions like, so am I just supposed to talk to him? Or am I supposed to fight with him? Or am I supposed to throw fights? Is he supposed to disappear?
You're supposed to do whatever you need to do to get inside of his organization and get me that evidence. If that means throwing fights, throw fights. If that means he wants you to break legs for people that owe him money, do it. If that means he wants you to kill someone, kill them. But I need to know that information.
Breck's gonna run over and be like, don't worry, my gladiator. I will assist you on your crew and make sure you have every resource at your disposal for your mission.
I will tell the lady that I'll do it as long as it's not my friends.
Then I would highly recommend your friends make themselves useful to Poundless Fen for the meantime.
Guys, I got you a new job.
I don't like killing.
As I said, if it's other work you seek, I think we can arrange something.
As long as I just don't like hurting people. I like making people happy.
Sounds like the perfect job for
in
you.
the audience then.
We have
where people love to be happy in that audience, supporting your friend with the sandwiches.
She says, though we do have clients here that like to be hurt, not most of them do not.
Oh, good.
I kind of go to Tan and I'm just like, how dense are you really, though?
Your horns look like my horns. I'm just so intrigued.
You know what? You can do whatever you want. I don't care.
You should come to the audience with the group. It'd be great. You'd be great in the audience.
I don't have many friends, and it would be fun to have friends.
Yes, lots of friends.
She says, well then, it's settled. And she pulls out a bag and throws it to Lulu and says, I trust you'll break that up evenly among your friends.
I will.
Do not show us what's in the bag.
I will slowly give everybody one, and Tori's last.
I asked Mistress Jasmine if she has a need for armor or weapons of any kind.
Generally, no, but I can put you into touch with people who might. I'll send someone round your office tomorrow. I do, however, need a good set, about 4 good sets of strong manacles, if you can make that happen.
Consider it done.
Excellent. She says, just write me an invoice for the costs.
Are these manacles for practical use or for personal use?
Personal. Well, I mean, not personal. They're for the girls.
I'm just thinking if you want them intricate and pretty, or just
Yeah, if you could work in some designs, if you want to
right.
express yourself artistically, work with your tattoo artist friend, and perhaps for safety's sake, maybe it would be best if you could work in some trick opening mechanisms so they don't need a key. The last thing I want is one of my employees to get chained up and then not be able to get loose.
I can do that.
Excellent. Says, if you can bring me 3 sets, here's 10 gold for your trouble. Now, you know the going rate for manacles is like 2 gold a set. So she's overpaying you for these.
Awesome. I won't need to say anything. I'll just be like, thanks.
All right. Well then, if you excuse me, I have a priest coming by later to make sure that all of the workers are clean. So I'll take my leave. He walks over and opens the door.
How much gold am I giving to everybody?
Well, there's 50 gold pieces in the bag, which is what she said your salary was. So
Hide it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And then you get the extra one left over for the finder's fee. Good job, Lulu.
Lulu would probably give it to Milena's character and said, will you please be nicer to some of the people who can't control their mouths?
That's my hand.
That's funny. It's not their fault. It's not
whatever
you.
they can't control.
Personality?
I don't think I've caught on to that yet.
Excuses, Tiefling.
Fine.
all right. You all step out of the room then, I assume, and head out of the bliss.
So how much?
Yeah.
How much do we all get? I'm sorry, I was paying attention.
So it's 50 divided by 7 is everybody gets 7 pieces. Milena gets 8.
Okay.
I think I go to Ithrin and I'm like, we could go back.
Oh, I mean, we could, but I think I've lost enough money for one day.
Why would we lose?
Because we lost.
This is a great
now-
follow-up question.
It's sad because now I feel like Ithrin is my mentor and you guys are saying that she needs a mentor.
The blind are, in
Very
fact,
fun
leaving the
dynamic
blind.
we've got.
And I assume you're also giving 7 gold to Charlie when you walk out?
Oh, yes.
All right. Yeah,
Wait,
so
do I have enough for that? Do I need to take everybody down 1?
you divided it by 7, right?
Yes, I divided by 7.
There's 7 of you here.
That's right.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, they walk out and Lulu drops 7 gold pieces in your hand.
Best friends.
And that's where we will wrap up game for this week.
Woo! Probably should level up with all that talking.
That was great. Smooth.
Jeez.
Lulu's about to get another fight. She needs to be a little bit better.
Not quite yet.
That was funny.
Questions, comments, complaints, or concerns?
You cannot blame someone for trying.
No, that's true. Everybody have a good time?
Awesome. Yeah.
Travis, don't make the whole town hate me.
You can wait for the
Excellent.
cops, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
I almost forgot to mention, and I'll just mention this as you're walking back to the neighborhood. What you do notice is that the construction site is closed down that you had your issue at before. And you do see like 2 of the guards like crouched behind a building, just like audibly like getting sick out of both ends.
Oh.
They make cookies.
I have
right,
so
Lulu?
many friends.
What
So many
mushrooms
So-
did they eat?
yeah, you have inadvertently, you didn't like poison them. They just are they're having a bit of intestinal distress thanks to your cooking.
Oh, good.
So that will be it for this week, this session. Let's go ahead and do our outroductions. Let's start. Last week we started with Breck, so this week we're going to start with Charlie. Why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, please? Your pronouns, their pronouns, and all that fun stuff.
You asked me for a lot of questions. I can't keep track of two. I am Sarah Scharnover. I am playing Charlie, and we're both she, her. I don't know what else this is. See, I told you. God.
What you do when you're not playing D&D?
Tell us how you are.
Huh? I'm an author and an author tuber. So I have a YouTube channel where I talk about writing and books and whatnot. And I do like live write-ins. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I got books on Amazon.
Excellent. Next up, Tan, tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, pronouns, where we can find your stuff.
All right. I am Tori Clark. I am playing Tan Totoba, which Totoba means 7 in Somali. I don't know why I picked Somali, but I did. And I act, write, and direct now in Los Angeles, California. Both of me and my characters are she, her. And yeah, Tan is breed right now because she gets possessed by one of the deadly sins depending on my dice roll. And so I'm excited to see if I change sins and if I'm going to be better or worse at this new job.
Rage.
Am I going to get left or am I going to get wrapped? And I don't like killing, so
Excellent. And you have anything you want to promote, talk about?
Oh, snap. Thank you. I released me being very wrathy. Yes, wrathy, isn't it? In the She-Hulk short. It's called Swipe Right, a She-Hulk short. It's on the Belsa Fury YouTube, which me and my roommate have been doing a bunch of fun videos because we're in quarantine together. So our YouTube page is Belsa Fury. Instagram is all that fun stuff too. So if you want to catch some goofy, wacky, weird shorts, I'm putting out a lot of them. And apparently just letting everybody know, like, one of the directors of a horror short has put out a quarantine film festival, and maybe I could share that with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I'm going to see if I'm going to do a horror short just to be part of that film festival by Roger Corman. So he's kind of a big deal in the Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Everybody knows kind of him. Back in the day, Scorsese and all this stuff got famous because of him. So he was like, hey, if you do a quarantine short, send it my way. I might give you props. So now I'm thinking of a horror short to do. So.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Keep us posted on that.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Next up, Holland. Give us your pertinence.
Hi guys, my name is Milena. I play Olland, who is a iron-bred blacksmith, and both me and Olland are she, her. In real life, I am a artist, illustrator, YouTuber in Chicago. So if you want to see my stuff, just Google my name or search my name on YouTube and you can find it.
Sweet. And the link there is in the chat as well. Next up, Lulu, give us your pertinence.
So I'm Allie. I'm she, her, just like Lulu. I don't do any of the cool art things that everybody does here. So I don't have anything to promote, but I promote them. So you should support all of them because they're awesome.
Excellent. Next up is Ithrin. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hey, my name is Rachel. I play Ithran the Druid, who I feel like I got to know a little bit better this game. We both use she/her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Stolen Fire. Tomorrow, or around this same time slot, I'm going to be running a Changeling the Dreaming game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be Oceans Byzantium. We've got 2 concurrent heists going on. Tori will be there along with 3 other really good players. So yeah, that'll be the Onyx Path Twitch channel. Tomorrow, starting at 9:30 Eastern. I also have a bunch of stuff out on Storyteller's Vault. If you are a storyteller or a game runner for the World of Darkness and you're looking for material that you can run, I've written a book of antagonists for Vampire the Requiem and a book of cairns that need to be saved for Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition. And because of the pandemic, they're pay what you want. So get it for free, get it for a penny. If you need something, there it is. Oh, and I will probably be doing a group read of Sheridan Le Fanu's Carmilla with a bunch of other women who write about vampires. I'll have more about that later, but it's pretty cool.
Nice. And I have shared your one of your Storyteller's Vault links, and I'm sharing your other one because you have 2 names on there. You have 2 things that are credited without the E in the author.
Oh, I need to fix that.
Yeah, those aren't yours. Those are. I would get a hold of the folks at Onyx Path to fix that.
Yeah. I also worked on New Blood for V5, and they got my name really wrong, and I keep asking.
I'm certain at some point that'll get sorted out. I think that's Modiphius, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The vampire. If you ever want a long and dry conversation, someday sit down and talk with somebody who's an expert on the current status of Vampire the Masquerade and who is publishing what. It will be the longest, most boring conversation you've ever been involved in regarding a game.
I've had it a couple times. I was hitting some kind of trifecta at some point, earlier last year, because I had open contracts out with Modiphius, Finite Studios, and Onyx Path.
And they were all for Vampire,
right? No, I haven't ever actually gotten paid work for Vampire. I just liked that I was working for all 3 companies at the same time. Well, no, gotcha. So I did do New Blood. That is Vampire.
Yep. So see, we can't even keep track of it. Point is the Vampire license is complicated. That would be the easy way to put it. So, Mike, tell us your pertinence, please.
I'm Mike Mutant. You can find I'm playing Haiku, the Warlock Tiefling, who is getting rogue jobs, but he's gonna fake until he makes it, because that's just the kind of guy he is. You can find me on Instagram at Mike_Mutant. That's my preferred site to post things on and interact with people. And I'm a comic artist from Chicago, so you should probably hit me up, commission me, follow me on Instagram.
There you go. And I will get that link in the chat right now. And last but most certainly not least, Breck, give us your pertinence.
Hello, my name's Roz. I'm a she, her. I play Breck, who is he, him. And it's an opportunity I'm excited about because I'm in the Air Force in real life. I don't have a cool creative job like everybody else, but I am very passionate about what I do. So I'm really excited for this opportunity to kind of channel all those veteran stereotypes and jokes. And we had a bonding opportunity today. So Breck and Haiku, we kind of did the veteran thing. So I'm really excited about the storyline for that reason.
Well, good. I'm glad you're having fun with it. It was a lot of fun to watch develop. I
I wasn't expecting to open up so soon.
I've enjoyed the shit out of the.
Very forceful. It's cool.
I've enjoyed the shit out of the role playing, and I know we're getting RP heavy up here up front. Don't worry, I promise. At some point, you'll just get to stab a bunch of shit. We talked about it in session 0. It's coming.
I know Olin's excited for that.
Probably sooner than you think.
Not ready yet.
Someone has a thirsty hammer, and she's ready for all this.
I'm ready to kill stuff.
Soon. It will soon, I promise. And I am Travis Legg. When I'm not running games here, I am the program coordinator over at the Onyx Path Twitch channel. I also am the line developer for Scarred Lands. I would like to encourage everyone, if you have not yet done so, to go pick up Scarred Lands books from Onyx Path Publishing. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can pick up all the Scarred Lands materials are available in PDF over at DriveThruRPG. You can also get most books in print on demand as well there. I also, when I'm not doing official release content, like the Yugman's Guide to Gelspad, which part 1 and 2 are out right now, or Vigil Watch, which part 1 is out right now and part 2 will be out soon. I also do community content, and I encourage you to do the same. You can make your own adventures, create your own subclasses, subraces, so on and so forth, at the Sluretian Vault, which is also presented by DriveThruRPG right there. You can also, I know that like comic book shops are closed everywhere because there's, bless you, because there's kind of a pandemic going on and whatnot, but you can order traditionally printed books from Indie Press Revolution and get your fix that way. And they'll be shipped direct to your door. When the shops reopen, be sure to tell your local comic shop or gaming shop owners that they can get Scarred Lands books and all the Onyx Path lines through Indie Press Revolution as well. I will be back here Monday for Scarred Lands Myths and Matchmakers. And I also, if you want to keep an eye on what I'm doing behind the scenes, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Travis Legg, where I share, behind the scenes stuff, exclusive materials, so on and so forth. Once a month, I make a special just for Patreon role-playing supplement. And I'm here on this stream every other week. I'm here on Myths and Matchmakers every week. And I have a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up at the Onyx Path Twitch in the very near future that might involve some mages. I need to get a black suit. That's all I'm going to say about it for now. But we will see you all real soon. Thank you so much. Please be sure to stay at home and wash your hands. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye, guys.
And